Hello and welcome. My name is Mustafa Faith, the convener of the Agriculture and Real Estate Investment Discovery Platform, ARIDP. Do you know that one of the biggest misconceptions among entrepreneurs, farm owners, agribusiness operators, and real estate developers is believing that having a good project automatically attracts investors? No, it does not automatically attract investors. The reality is that investors do not invest in ideas alone. You have to know that. They invest in opportunities that are properly structured, properly documented, and capable of generating measurable returns. So, in this session, I'm going to walk you through the key steps required to prepare your projects for investors and increase your chances of securing funding through platforms such as ARIDP. Now, we're going to divide this session into various parts, and I hope you'll be able to pick up as I'm explaining each part to you one after the other. The part one is this: understand what investors are looking for. For you to have a successful investor that will be attracted to your business, you have to understand what investors are looking for. So before seeking investment, you must understand how investors think. Investors typically evaluate just five things, majorly five things. Number one, the problem. What problem does your project solve? Is your project solving any problem at all? Then the market. Under the market, what they look into is who needs your solution. Then how large is the market for your project? Then another thing they look into is the business model. The business model. How will the project generate revenue? They will also look into that. Then they will also look into the team. Who are the people behind the project? Can these people behind the project execute the project successfully? It is very important. Then the most important, the returns. How and where will the investor make money? That is very important. You have to know that many projects fails because they focus only on the project itself and ignore the investor's perspective. No, you can't sell what people are not buying. You are not selling for yourself, you are selling for a particular market. So that's just an example. So now when you come to investors, it's not just only about your project, it's also about what the investors want also. So do not focus only on the project and then leaving out the investor. So always remember, investors are not buying your dream. They are investing in future cash flow and growth potential. It is very important. Now quickly let's move to the next part, the second part. Develop a clear project concept. Your project must be very clear, very understandable at a glance. Your project must be clearly defined. An investor should be able to understand your project within 2 minutes. If an investor sees your project within 2 minutes, an investor should be able to read through and understand your project. Your concept should answer the following questions. One, what are you building? It should be there. Where is it located? Now, this is for developers. Now, if you are into agriculture, you tell the investor what the project is really about. Where is your project located? The same thing goes for those who are in agri-tech and prop tech. Now, what are you building? What is the solution you are building? So you should let the investor know. Then, how much funding is required to make it happen? Then what will the funds be used for? Also, you have to notify the investor what outcomes will be achieved. Now let's break it down. For agricultural projects, now I'm adding agri-tech with this also. You have to specify the crop or livestock, processing facility, warehouse, export operation, or the agri-tech solution you are providing. This is very important. Also, for real estate projects, you have to specify the property type, the location of the property, the development stage, and the target market. Now, if you're into prop tech also, you should be able to define what kind of problem is your prop tech solution trying to solve. You should be able to define that clearly. So if you cannot clearly explain your project properly, investors also will struggle to understand it. Remember, the investors are not the ones that help you to compose the project or write up the project or think about the idea of the project. It is you. So it is you that should be able to communicate the project clearly to the investors. So the investors will be able to learn about your project and make an informed decision. So let's move to the third part. Prepare a business plan. It is very important that you must have a very good and quality business plan. A business plan remains one of the most important investment documents because a business plan will really talk a lot about your business. Your business plan should include the following: executive summary, company overview, market analysis, operational strategy, marketing plan, management team, financial projections, risk assessment, funding requirement. So, because the purpose of a business plan is not to impress investors with lengthy documents, its purpose is to demonstrate that you understand your business. That is very important. Investors want evidence that you have done your homework well. Let's move to part 4 of this session: building a financial model. Building a financial model. Now, this is where many projects struggles because investors need numbers. Your financial model should show startup costs, revenue projections, operating expenses, profitability, cash flow, break-even analysis, expected investor returns. And these are the most important things that your financial models should show. They are very important. So, for example, if you are requiring probably $100,000 investment, now the investor will want to know the following: how will the money be used? What returns can be expected? When will those returns begin? If your figures are weak, your chances of attracting investment will be significantly reduced. It all depends on your figures. Now, let's move to the fifth part because of our time. Now, you have to prepare supporting documents. Preparing supporting documents. Now, serious investors expect proper documentations. Examples include corporate registration documents, land ownership documents, depending on the type of project, either agro projects or real estate project. We are focusing on those two projects in R&D. We are focusing on agricultural projects, we are focusing on real estate projects, on the tech side, we are focusing on agri-tech solutions and then the prop tech solutions. So it depends on the kind of projects you are bringing. So you need to have these documents. You must make sure that there are proper documentations for your process. So for people in real estate, leases or titles of the land in question for your projects, even in agriculture, then licensing and permits is very important. Financial statements, contracts, supply agreements, purchase orders, feasibility studies, technical reports. So the more credible your documentation looks, the lower the perceived risk for investors. Your documentations are very important for investors to make informed decision. I bet if you're an investor also, you will also want to make an informed decision. So now let's move to the sixth part: identifying risk and mitigation strategies. You have to identify risk in your project, and mitigation strategies should also be provided. Every project has their own risk. Every project has risk. Investors knows this. So what concerns investor is whether you understand those risks or not. They want to know. For example includes market risk, production risk, regulatory risk, currency risk, operational risk, management risk. So for each risk, explain your mitigation strategy. It's not just about pushing in some adrenaline, being happy about the project, being happy about the idea, but look at what are the risks attached to this idea, to this project, to this business idea. When you consider those things, investors also want to see them, and they provide a proper mitigation strategy for each of these risks. So this demonstrates professionalism and preparedness on your part. It shows that you are prepared on your part and that you're a professional. So now let's move to the seventh part. You need to create an investor pitch deck. It's very important. Your pitch deck should summarize the opportunity in approximately 10 to 15 slides, no more than that. So your pitch deck must include the problem, the solution, market opportunity, business model, traction, your team, your financial projections, your investment requirements, then the expected returns, the exit opportunities. That is very important. The exit opportunities. The investors want to see exit opportunities. Your exit is very important. And it is very important that you keep it simple. Your pitch deck must be simple, not jammed with various graphics. It must be simple, then you must keep it visual, then it must be investor focused. You are not preparing this probably for a party. You are preparing this for business. So your pitch deck must be investor focused. Now, good. Let's move to the eighth part of this session. Prepare for due diligence. If you know you are really serious and you are really ready for investors to come into your project, then due diligence is a must. You have to prepare for due diligence. No investor wants to come in to lose money. So it is important that you prepare yourself for due diligence. Before investing, investors usually conduct due diligence. Now, these are the things they are going to verify. They will verify: one, your company, your management team; two, three, your finances; three, your operations; four, your legal documents; five, your claims; six, uh, your other documents and your partners that are working with you. Yes, they are going to look into the documentations between your previous partners that have been working with you. Sometimes this might be optional, but in all, you have to understand that you have to be transparent in your claims. You have to be transparent, because investors will look into your claims, perform due diligence study on your claims also. Do not exaggerate. Be realistic. Be realistic. Credibility is one of your most valuable assets during fundraising. Now, if you want investors to take your project seriously, you must first prepare your project professionally. It is garbage in, garbage out. If you want your project to be taken seriously by any investor, then your projects must be prepared professionally. I would like you to know that investment readiness is not about luck. It's not about coincidence. It's not about sheer luck. It is about preparation. So I'm happy to inform you that at the Agricultural Real Estate Investment Discovery Platform, ARIDP, we help project owners become investment ready and gain visibility before qualified investors looking for opportunities in agriculture, agri-tech, real estate, and PropTech. So if you have a project seeking funding, strategic partnerships, or market access, we encourage you to participate in ARIDP. ARIDP platform program is coming up very soon. Kindly check our website www.investafrica.com.ng for the details of the next ARIDP section that will be coming up. We usually do it in hybrid version. We have the virtual version. These are for people who cannot come down physically to check on projects. Then we have the physical version for those who can come down physically to check on the projects. So now, for those who are interested in listing their projects, project submission slots are limited. It's exclusive. It's not just for everybody. It's a limited opportunity. And you have to understand that all projects undergo verification and assessment before listing. We go through a serious process of curating each project through various verification methods before it proceeds to listing. So, like I told you earlier, to learn more about ARIDP and submit your project for consideration, you can visit our website www.investafrica.com.ng or contact us on info@investafrica.com.ng. So, thank you for watching, and I'm really looking forward to seeing your projects become investments ready. Once again, my name is Mustafa Faith. Thank you very much.